I'm ready.
Hi, everybody. So today we're going to talk about humanity and humanity's story, which has to do with many resets. So much has happened, and now we're in the process of releasing that. We're in the process of basically cleansing karma and also cleansing trauma. So a lot of the words that are getting used or have been used in the past are not going to be the same. They're not going to hold the same kind of feeling anymore. And it's really important that we talk about those words and also talk about our belief system connected to them. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your recent experience, Ray? And we can,
Yeah. So I went on TikTok, posted a video, and I called it "The Great Reset is Here." I was referring to the quantum financial system going into play, and the emergency broadcasting system that could happen at any moment, and the potential blackout that we may or may not have. I was talking about that when I was referring to the Great Reset, because we're resetting our financial system, we're resetting the society. I did not know it had a darker connotation associated with like the dark agenda. So I think it'd be great for us to just kind of find clarity and also to talk about how words carry the meaning that we assign to them. So we can shift the meaning of a phrase or a word, or we can kind of claim it or own it or take it back. Yeah.
Yeah, words and symbols. So just the swastika symbol was a beautiful symbol before it was taken over and turned into something ugly. The word great is a beautiful word. So basically the Great Reset was a lie told by the elites that created one reset after another. Every 100 years, they would basically depopulate and they would lie to the population and create slavery on a deeper level. So that's how the Great Reset gets seen as a negative, because the elites use those words.
Yes, and we need to clear the language, because the language has imprint that we can absolutely unravel and dismantle and infuse with the new era energy. That would be great, because it has an imprint. Everything has an imprint, reversed imprint.
Right. Like when I think of the Great Reset, the reason I said those exact words was because great meaning like it's large, it's embodying all of us, right? And then reset meaning like we're all getting a fresh start here. I mean, we're literally all going to get a fresh start as far as financially. Our debt will be paid. We will be able, it's like a clean slate. You're starting, and it's not all starting over. You're maintaining some of your skills and, maybe businesses that you've created, or, financial abundance you've created for yourself. But those of us who have not a lot and are mostly in debt, we're the ones that are really going to benefit from this. Like we're the ones that are getting that really fresh start.
Oh yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, so everything is about to change, but not in the same way. So in the past, they would basically like obliterate a lot of society. So they had, right around the turn of the century, they had all of these World's Fairs. And these World's Fairs basically showed you some of the things that they had done with the incubator babies, and also showed you the technology that they very quickly wiped out right after that. So, and also buildings and stuff. So they did, these wars were created so that they could get rid of the history. So, and his story is history. So think about that too. But really, we have to go within and know what's real and what's not real anymore. And also realize we are the ones who create what we want. So what kind of a world do you want to create as this old world falls apart, because that's our
Absolutely.
choice.
And this is where the humanitarian that are going to be vetted, the pioneers, the innovator, the solution offerer, the problem solver, the big heart, not hat, big heart, are going to contribute in reinventing new beginnings, new possibility for humanity and for other planetary realm. And that is so beautiful. I am one of them, and we are numerous. I believe, Honey Seagold, you're one of them too. Ray, you're one of them too, and we all are bringing something special, unique, and together that puzzle is going to be paradise on earth, abundance for all. And I can see a new earth renaissance where we are not going to have shops anymore, where we'll buy fruits and vegetables. That's going to be terminated. We're going to just harvest. Just come out and harvest, because it's going to be permaculture everywhere, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Harvest,
saw that
life
too.
force fruits.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. It's part of my initiatives. It's important. Fresh food, because
Oh,
the
yeah.
food and the fruits that are sitting for a few days, they have just some minerals, good taste, but they have no life force anymore. What about the life force? That's what we need. Why a monkey has so much muscle? Life force.
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
force. So we pick up in the 8 minutes ahead, we have it in our stomach. We indulge and we have life force. Yes.
So, you know, Amira actually sent me a link to this woman's YouTube channel, Tatum. I'm sorry, I'm going back to what we were talking about a second ago.
Okay.
And she has, so I'm really focused right now today on knowing what's actually going on today, like now, like what is happening, not like what's going to happen in the future. That's beautiful. I'm a dreamer. I've been in that zone for a while. And like now I'm like ready to know the actual facts of what's physically happening, not just like the potential timelines. So this woman we're going to link her YouTube, because she posts regular updates about all of the world news events, like which leaders announced what and which people were exposed and who was, yeah. So she uploads them like very frequently, like every day, every other day, like very often.
Oh, she's a machine.
Yeah, her video is where I found the reason why in my video I said the EBS was supposed to happen on the 1st, because I tuned into that on my own, right? Like I had that knowing of like, I feel like it's gonna happen. Like it just was, I knew I could feel everyone lined up, ready to go, but I hadn't been talking about it publicly. So on her video, she said the day after that, the 2nd, she goes, the EBS, they tried to send it out and CERN blocked it. So they had to go and shut down CERN. So CERN is the if you guys don't know, that's the particle accelerator. It's like this really large device they've made. It's a very, very powerful device. But anywho, so they shut it down. But the point is that her saying that the next day that they did try to put it off, you know, so all of us who were feeling like today's the day, we were right. It was the day, right? So it's like hanging on to that, like not getting discouraged, like nothing's happening. They always think it's going to happen and then it never happens. Like, it's okay. I get that. But that's why we're going to help guide people to resources that are talking about the exact actual physical happenings, you know?
Yeah. And so much is happening, but it is happening behind the scene. It's not something that you will see on television, hardly on internet. Only beings like ourselves who are reading inner knowing, and people like Tatum who reveal very sharp intel are showing what is really happening. It's non-stop, it's unbelievable, but it's not served on a golden plate for everyone. So people have the impression that nothing is happening, but it's like non-stop happening.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you can see everything that's set up in the background. So you can see what's happened with XRP. You can see what's going on with BRICS. You can see what's going on with Russia. You can see, you know, all of these things that are happening. You know that it's set up in the background for people. And to me, it's a matter of flipping the switch also with the politics, because we won't know about it necessarily until they actually say this person is being impeached. They're all connected. So just like all the information is now coming out about the vaccines, the governments, everything that's happening is coming out right now, and it is coming out on the news. A lot of that stuff, even BRICS is being talked about on the news now. So, and BRICS is gold-backed money. And what will happen is we will have a period of time where the dollar will fall, because it's really already fallen. They just haven't told anyone yet. And as soon as that's public, then these countries that have not joined BRICS yet will have to join. And then we will have the gold-backed money. It's really very simple if you look at it from a distance, but it's it looks scary and complicated if you don't. So don't get too, listen to the updates, but don't get too sucked in to the small stuff either. Make sure you stay outside of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I typically don't watch any updates or I don't. So for me, this is a switch. So that's why, this is for me, this is imbalance. But for you, if you've been obsessed, then this would not be good advice for you, I have been completely hands off, like in the dark about everything, because I wanted a clear channel. I wanted to get the information directly from source and know that it was pure, and then see what came into my experience that matched it. And then I'm like, okay, cool. These are the people that are on my like wavelength,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And we're choosing what we're going into. We're not going into another nasty reset where they kill most of the population so that they can change the story again. So
isn't it even different people that are doing the reset? It's like a whole different group of people. It's the white hats.
Yeah, the white hats are doing this switch over, and basically it's a collapse. So it's a complete collapse, so that we really won't have much of a government anymore.
Yes.
But we're in a transitionary phase.
Oh, yes. And many of these white hats being or alliance of the light, which are earthly, are beings who have more DNA strands activated. For some, they have the full spectrum of DNA strands activated. They really came to prepare the golden age of mankind and bridge whatever needs to be done. And this is so beautiful because they are heart-oriented, centered being, and they are contributing and bringing massive solutions. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. And the dark has failed. The dark has failed. I mean, all they have is small things that they knew how to do it's like a random thing. Now, the dark is not organized anymore.
No, they cut and paste timeline because they are in alliance with extraterrestrial who are expert in artificial intelligence, and all they do is take a sample, cut and paste timeline event of ancient time, whatever is, and they just copy and paste it like lazy butts to make it real in the reality, because they don't have any other weaponry. But yes, they are getting escorted away, and this is part of my passion to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I have another logistics question.
Okay.
So both of you are going to be vetted, I think, right? So okay, what is the shift look like for regular people? Just regular people like me that we're not having any sort of direct communication with the banking system, the new whatever. When do we start receiving any kind of money? Like, when does that actually come in? Does it come into our bank accounts? Like, how is this going to work?
So I get it's a treasury account, and it's going to come through the straw man account. So when everybody gets born on this earth, maybe not in every single country, like I really am not sure about Ethiopia. I don't feel like they're a part of this drama that's going on. But you get born, you get a birth certificate and a social security number. What does that do? That puts you, it turns you into a corporation, and then you get traded on the stock market just as if you were a corporation. So they're basically taking away the living being, and they've turned you into an entity. So all of that money that gets put into that corporation will become yours over time. I think it will be more like a trust at first. And people will probably get, it keeps changing, but right now I'm getting between 5 and 10. So between 5 and 10,000 a month to live off of. And people will learn how to deal with money. Because a lot of people, they don't deal with money very well. They still have a lot of limiting beliefs that need to be cleared. Yeah, so that will happen. And then gradually over time, it will increase. But also you can go in and talk to someone about like, okay, I want to buy a house from my money. And they'll help you do that. Or they'll help you buy a car. But you won't get all of it at once, because then you could go and blow it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to be kind of like a trust fund at first.
So is it going to be like an instantaneous thing where one day, boom, we all wake up and like we get an email and we're like, oh, hey, here's the access to your new trust fund. Like,
I think you're going to get a card. So I think everybody will have a bank card that comes from the Treasury, and it will either come in the mail, or you'll have to go to maybe the Social Security office or someplace to get it. I don't know. That's still in the process, but I think the people will get their money before the projects get their money.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. Okay.
So, and it could be just a week difference, but I think it will be the people are the priority, and the projects, that money's already sitting there.
Yeah.
So it's already there. Most people already have an account set up that they don't know about.
But basically after the blackout is when those things would be available, right?
That's when it would start. After the blackout, or if they don't do a blackout, if they just get rid of the current, once the military's in charge, they can do whatever they need to. Yeah. So are they going to need to do a blackout? I don't know if they will or not at this point. And I always thought it would be quite short, between 3 and 9 days. But we may not have a blackout. We may have everybody needs to stay home for 2 days. And then we're going to start to reorganize everything. Who knows what they'll do?
Yes, because they have normally mentioned that when the blackout is EBS, emergency broadcast system, that at that time there would be massive arrest of all the beings who were nefarious. And now we are discovering that the tribunal is already happening. So arrest has already taken place. And this is so interesting. So there is a grand possibility that they are trying to wire the internet and clear all the nefarious artificial intelligence stuff, whatever it is, while it is running. It is a possibility. It is a possibility. I think it's also because people are surviving. People are already exhausted. They don't have enough money to survive. If something like that happened, it's like too intense. They suffered so much. It has to be smooth. So it can be a possibility that it will go smooth versus, electroshock. It's a possibility. We never know. Let's see.
Yeah, I think really they have to go day by day. It is, in the end, it's a spiritual war for your spirit, but also it's a physical military operation.
Right.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So
and
holding
by
space
the way,
for them is really important.
Of course. And by the way, I wanted to add something on what you said about trading on all living beings who are incarnated. There is a trading IP barcodes on each and every one of us, and this has to be removed. Very important, because this is not okay. it creates massive imbalances, because the trading is not only for what you have mentioned, they trade also amongst aliens, alien races. 10 minutes here, I trade you, you give me this. 10 minutes here, it's whoa. My goodness. So this is reversible. What needs to be done? Needs to be done. Enough.
Yeah, I actually get that's ended at this point, but it was very
Yes.
prevalent, very prevalent. But it depends on what parallel you're in. So that's a whole nother, like, that's a whole nother
Sure.
can of worms.
Mhm.
But the parallel that we're in, I don't see that happening anymore. And also
Of
the
course.
implants have been pretty much gone,
Yes.
but it depends on what parallel universe you're in, where you live, really.
It's getting terminated, of course. It's beautiful. Yes. I love that.
So, yeah. So really, there's just, for us, we have to go within and really take care of ourselves right now while we go through this process, because we don't know what day it's going to happen on.
Yeah.
And also, we don't know how it's going to unfold exactly. So I think a lot of people, their card that they get that comes to them from the treasury, whatever treasury you have in your country, will probably be delivered through the mail. And then they'll say, if you didn't get one by this date, we want you to come to this office and get it.
Yeah, 'cause I don't have a mailing address right now. So, I mean, I do, but it's my old address. And I don't have a way to get mail forwarded here right now. I mean, I could get a PO box or something, but I haven't done that yet. So,
Yeah. So there's
It is
those
a
kind of
mail.
things.
It's to receive what, my dear? Honey Seagull, to receive what exactly?
It'll be like a debit card.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, you have your plastic card that allows you to spend $5,000 to $10,000 a month on what
Yeah.
you need. And eventually we won't even need money. Money will just be gone. We won't care about
yeah.
money in the future. But for right now, we need to build that foundation for the future. So money's
That's
going to
the
be very
hard,
prevalent. Yeah.
that's the really hard switch right now is part of me. There's a big part of me that doesn't care about money. And like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to spend my energy thinking about it, trying to have it, trying to use it. You know, it's one of those things where I kind of feel like I've given up on it a little bit. So, and yet I'm still in a position where I need it. I need it. And it's like,
That's how a
you
lot of
know?
people feel. Just allowing it to just come is what we need to do. Allowing it to come. So as long as I need money, it's just going to show up for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go along and do my passions, you know, the things that matter to me, and it'll come as I need it.
Yeah.
So, and I will also have a nest egg if you want it, which I think a nest egg is nice myself.
I'd
So,
love to have a nest egg. I've
yeah.
never had that experience before, so I'm not
What is
quite
that?
sure what it's like.
What is
Yeah.
that?
So
What
write a
is that?
contract for that you want one.
She's talking about a nest egg, like saving some money and having a money set aside, like a
Yeah.
little chunk of money that's
Uh-huh.
for a
Yeah.
rainy day or for an emergency or
Mhm.
whatever.
Okay.
I've always in this life, I've had the bare minimum when it comes to finances, pretty much this entire life, and I'm 33 now. So when I say that I'm frustrated and I'm just kind of, for me, letting go of wanting and feeling the need for money was a good step forward, because it was like, okay, I'm not going to be desperate for something anymore. I'm just going to trust, like Honey said, that it's coming to me. But for all of you who have been in a similar position as I just want you to know, like, I do feel the shift happening. I felt a year ago, I said, I kept talking about it to people and no one knew what I was talking about, but I'm like, I feel like there's this huge sum of money just sitting there waiting to come to me, but it's like not time, or the channel's not open for it to come to me or something. But before I knew anything about QFS, strawman accounts, before I knew anything, before I'd researched anything, I had the knowing, the feeling like there's a bunch of money that's mine that's not being given to me right now, that's being withheld from me for
Oh,
some reason, you know? And now we are seeing, now I'm actually physically seeing other people telling me the logistical information about it. So if you are in the same position as me, we're in this together. Okay. We've got this. Like, I know if your bank account looks like mine, you might be crying when you wake up every morning, and that's okay. All right. It's almost over. It's almost over. So
It is. I
most
think a lot of
probably
people,
this month. Most probably this month.
mhm.
Most probably.
Most likely this month. I've also been feeling
Yeah.
that as well.
yep, it's a
It's
hot
really,
month.
really in the air. Mm.
Yep.
And the Lionsgate portal is some sort of, not in 100 years. We haven't had blah 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 August like 7th through the something, or 10th through the, I don't know, but it's
Yeah,
coming
we
up.
already have the energy of it right now, and we had a super moon yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
So the energy is ramping up, but also just in relation to contracts and stuff, if you're having a hard time with money, go up and get rid of those contracts. Ask, have I learned those lessons? And get rid of those contracts in the Akash, because a lot of them are old and they're expired, and it's no longer something you need to be doing. So, and just remember that, it feels like a lot of younger, because I'm quite a bit older than you are, like 20 years older. So think about the millennials have had really rough contracts with money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to go up and break those and to say no more, and then write a contract for abundance for yourself, because you don't need those negative contracts anymore.
then what
We're not taking it
happens?
with us.
So then what happens when you go break the contracts and you make the new ones and you're doing that over and over and over? Then what? You know what I mean? Like, that's like my situation where I'm good at this stuff. I know how to do that. I go up there and I break the contracts, I make the new ones, I sing them, I repeat them. I'm constantly, and so it's like, okay, so then
So it's
what?
connected to something else then.
Right. Right.
So it's probably connected to some kind of a worthiness thing, or, a family thing. And I've also started breaking contracts for the human part of me. So a lot of us have done our soul work, but we haven't done our human vessel work. So you want to,
When you say
all
human
of it.
vessel, you mean the body?
Yeah. Because the
Mhm.
body has DNA that goes back to the beginning of humanity. And what is your family line? What have they been doing? Have they been suffering? You want to break those contracts as well. So you don't want to break the ones you're still in the process of learning a lesson for. So you just say, I want to break all the contracts from the original point of creation that have to do with why I'm suffering in this area. Yep.
I'm
And
going to do
it
it
is
again.
very, if you want, we can do it together, right? Because holding space make a difference, as you know. And if you want, what is important is also to make a list of what does this make you feel? And it is in the feeling that you can unravel and cultivate and whatever needs to be done. So this is, if you want, we can do it together, okay?
Yeah, it's really important to pay attention to your triggers right now. Like for the audience, your triggers are what's going to show you where the problem lies, and it will help you get to that solution. So don't be angry about your trigger and try and bury it and try and hide from it. Figure out what's going on with it, like meet it head on and say, okay, let's break this apart and see all the pieces so I can go and deal with it.
Yeah. Even just now, the trigger of like, for me just now with Amira saying we can do it together, my stomach clenched and I'm like, no, I don't need your help. I can do this myself. Right. So that's my wound right there. Like, why do I feel like I can't do it myself? Right. There's something in me that feels like, oh no, the reason why someone has to help me is because I'm not able to do this. I'm not capable. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not capable of this. I'm not skilled enough. I'm not knowledgeable enough. I'm not whatever. So yeah, definitely a lot of, if we're aware, if we pay attention, the triggers will point us exactly where we need to look.
Yeah, exactly.
I was seeing things differently. I think holding space and co-create, because it keeps us focused more. This is how I was seeing things. It's very delicate. So we have a lot to, all of us, to unravel on what does it make us feel. And this is
Exactly.
where we have contracts. I mean, for me, there is a lot of fake contracts. I told you about it. This is my not belief. I'm certain about it. I have seen many fake contracts, many fake life lessons that is keeping us limited, to keep us busy recycling. This is dark forces interferences, alien forces interferences. There is some that are absolutely real. I agree with that, but a lot is fake. A lot.
Yeah, a lot of it's programming that we've received. Yeah. So, and you can end all that too, and that can be part of all the expired contracts, you
Yeah.
know, because they're not
Even if
relevant.
I feel like people, it's good to pay attention to when we feel offended or defensive. Anytime you feel defensive, like you need to put your guard up for some reason, that's because someone hit something sensitive. They hit a sensitive, wounded spot with something they said, or maybe they touched, because their other people's energy is touching yours when you're interacting with them. So it's like being touched in a way where you're like, ow, don't touch me there. Rude, rude. But so it's like, don't judge ourselves if we feel defensive, because you know how people are always like, don't get defensive, don't get defensive. Like, people say that a
So
lot, like that's the thing. So if you feel
Mm.
defensive, let it happen. It's okay. Why do you feel defensive? Why do you need to defend yourself right now? What are you defending yourself from, and what are you protecting?
Yeah.
It's
So
beautiful and so honest. And again, it's what does it make you feel? And this is really the root cause of a lot of unraveling. It's not necessarily the money that is the problem, is what does it make you feel?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. It really
there's
has
so
nothing
many
to do with money.
parameters. There's so many parameters, and especially us, we agreed to do a lot of more work. When I see people that after 3, 4 sessions, say, oh my God, so much. I mean, please, if you knew how much we need to do on ourselves. So yes, a lot,
Yeah.
but is reversible. But it's very precise, because one missing piece, it's the piece, the one piece is important.
Yeah. It really is. So
That's,
you're just taking it a day at a time, go through the process. Don't expect that you're going to heal a lifetime worth of stuff or many lifetimes worth of stuff in one day. I think that's been a big mistake, that we've been thinking that way.
well, yeah, thinking you could just do one session and like, cool, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool, we got it all. Things happen in layers and cycles. The learning, just like we learn things in layers, we unlearn things in layers,
Yep.
and I personally feel that when we are in the presence of another person that is wired different, that has a different life experience, that other person not only holds space, but can see stuff that the other one don't see. And this is why I regularly go and meet beautiful, amazing practitioners, because I know, despite I'm an expert, a specialist in so many things, I don't have the answer of everything. I love to see the perception of others, because it's interesting. It's stuff that I didn't even think about, and it's rich. And it can unravel layers that I did not even think about. It's not my field,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all have all those layers within us, and the perception. I mean, if you think about it, that's why we're here. We came out of source, we became a soul so that we could have a different perception and take all that information back. So it's like a kaleidoscope, and everybody's a little piece of that. And we make up this beautiful, you know, thing, but we all have a different viewpoint. So it is really important to honor that viewpoint in your own perception, but also if you're feeling like triggered by something, that you start to unravel it.
Yeah. The viewpoint thing just brought a really funny to me, like, just imagery of, like, you know, I'm standing over here on this cliff, and then Honey's like over there on the cliff, and then there's like a bunch of people way down in the valley. They can't even see us, right? And I'm pointing at something, and I'm like, Honey, do you see that thing over there? Look what it looks like. And she's looking at it from over there, and there's like something blocking it. So she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even see anything. I'm like, no, it's literally right there. And she's like, I don't see it. You know, it's like, that's how it is. Like, we all have different, there could be a, not even a blockage that's something negative that's blocking you from seeing it. It's just happens to be from where you're standing. Maybe there's a planet in the way of the other planet, so you can't quite see it.
Yeah.
The planet's not in itself a negative thing. It's just, that's why we're all meant to work together.
We are, and a lot of us want everybody to see things exactly like we do, and that's the control mechanism.
Right.
So we don't need to be in control of everybody else's perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Becoming an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I feel like that was the conversation that we needed to have.
Yeah.
That was very beautiful. Thank you.